Hey, it's Melissa. Here's my $100,000 stock experiment for 2023, week 10. This is my video diary sharing my stock journey. Help me celebrate my successes and learn from my mistakes as I try to implement the CanSlim trading methodology developed by William O'Neill. I'm trading in my own retirement account on real money. I don't have any tax implications on my trades to consider. Please don't consider this an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I've bought or to purchase stocks in general. You need to do your own trading decisions. According to the IBD at investors.com, the market is in correction. We did have more new lows than new highs also on both the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, and we've had more lows than we've seen year to date in 2023. Plus, Steve Sweat's window of opportunity is also closed. The market is not looking good. The S&P 500 was down 4.6% for the week. It did close below my yellow line, way below it, and my blue line that I had previously on this chart. It's below all its moving averages that I'm tracking, the 8-day, the 50-day, 150-day, and 200-day simple moving average. The NASDAQ is not looking much better. It was down 4.7% for the week. I did make some buys and sells. I'm calling them buys and sells because I got in and got out of CBAY and MBLY this week. Plus, I sold my holding that I had in United Rentals. CBAY Therapeutics, stock symbol CBAY. I made 3 buys in CBAY this week. My B1 I made on Wednesday, and then the stock went up on Thursday, so I made a B2 and a B3. And then Friday, I got kicked out of all 3 positions. My B1, I held the 3 days and it was down 5.6%. My B2, I held for 2 days and it was down 7.7%. And my B3, I've held for 2 days also and it was down 6.8%. Let's zoom in for a minute and look at where I made my purchases and where I made my previous sells. That red line shows where I got out of this stock before. I had held it a couple of weeks ago and I sold when it triggered my floor that day that it had that big drop. And then I got back in where that orange arrow is. This stock had been consolidating in that orange box and it finally broke out on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, where that orange arrow is the day that I bought it. It had settled down and it had an inside day, which means it was within the high and the low of the previous day. So I went ahead and bought that stock. I was excited that it had broken out of that orange box. And then the next day, Thursday, it went up and then it tanked on Friday. MBLY Global, stock symbol MBLY. I bought this on Thursday and I got out on Friday. I took a 7.5% loss, which is a big loss for me. However, this stock is still holding its 50-day simple moving average line. We'll see what it does in the coming weeks, but I'm out for now. United Rentals, stock symbol URI. This is one of my mistakes for the week, not getting out when I had a 25% gain. I did end up selling it for an 18.3% gain for my B1, which I held for 9 weeks and a day, and my B2 I held for 9 weeks and got out with a 15% gain. So a nice gain, but I could have done better. And I did make some add-on buys for my Arista Networks stock. That leaves me with 2 current holdings, Arista Networks and NVDA. NVDA, stock symbol NVDA. NVIDIA was down 3.9% for the week, not as much as the S&P 500 or NASDAQ. I did raise my floor to the 31-day exponential moving average, that diagonal blue line, but I really need to get out around 220 to capture a 40% gain in my B1. And I raised my B2 floor to 224.24, which would be a 39% gain. Right now, my B1 I've held for 8 weeks and 4 days, and I'm up 46%. And my B2 I've held for 8 weeks and 2 days, and I'm up 42.7%. Arista Network, stock symbol ANET. ANET was up 4.1% for the week. I raised my floor to the 16-day simple moving average, which is that diagonal green line. It's just above my purchase price. So I have 3 buys in ANET. My B1 I've held for a week and a day and I'm up 5.1%. My B2 I've held for a week and I'm up 2.9%. And my B3 I've held just the 3 days and I'm up 0.1%. I do feel that I made a few mistakes this week. One was not getting out of United Rentals when I had a 25% gain. My other mistake was buying stocks on the 9th when net new highs and new lows turned red for both of the indexes on 3/8. I'll admit that I'm a little nervous with the market. I'm concerned how the failure of the Silicon Valley Bank might spook the market. I'll watch the futures this afternoon and we'll be up at market open tomorrow to see how things play out. I don't mind moving to the sidelines and sitting out of the market until conditions look better. The weekly percentage gain, I sort with the lowest value on the top. I want my stocks to be beating NASDAQ and the S&P 500 each week. This week, both my stocks did that, but NVIDIA had a loss, just not as big a loss as the NASDAQ and S&P 500. It was down 3.9%, and ANET was up 4.1%, which is awesome for this week. My current holding bar chart shows one bar for each week or portion of a week that I've held the stock. So you can see on the right-hand side, NVIDIA in the teal color, it lost its value back 2 weeks worth of value. And ANET, I've just held the 2 weeks and it's going up. I'm most heavily invested in cash right now. I have the 2 buys in NVIDIA and my total holding is $23,149, and I have 3 holding in Arista Networks for $20,666. Comparing the Melissa method to the S&P 500 and NASDAQ, for the week, S&P 500 was down 4.5%. Year to date, it's only up 0.6%. NASDAQ was down 4.7%, and year to date is up 6.4%. And the Melissa method, I was only down 3.5%, which still is a big loss, but not as big as the NASDAQ and S&P 500. And year to date, I'm up 8.8%. I'm 40% invested with my 2 stocks. After 10 weeks, the $100,000 in the Melissa method has grown to $108,848. The NASDAQ has grown to $106,424. And the S&P 500 is almost even at $100,575. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel, The Melissa Method. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.